All right, we're back. No Look Podcast. Your boy Yo Soy, AC Weezy, the man, goddamn T Hayes. T, I'll let you introduce this week because we're doing a little double dipping right now. If you want to kind of explain to the viewers what's going on,
Yeah, so this week we're
it's
going
your idea.
over
So
my idea. Thought why not? Let's go live on IG, maybe get some engagement. Gonna go over week 10, week 11 of the NFL. Last week didn't do so hot. And this week we're hoping to pick some winners, maybe get a good parlay going. Hoping that you guys at home will help us make some picks in this week's NFL Week 11 matchups. We're gonna Biggie goes, Tyler's got the best ideas, my gosh.
well,
And
your
that's
head
and
is
that's
so big, so I mean, it's not saying
I
much.
got big brain matter to bring out big ideas.
Aha ha.
Yeah, so I mean, might as well get it started. Week 10, Austin.
Well, it can't be much worse than week 9 because I damn near almost got every game wrong.
Week 9, Austin went 3-11 for those that don't know.
Despicable.
Week 10, Austin still under 500 but improved.
My
Finished
God.
6-8. In the week 10 picks, not so bad. I went 8-6, so we actually flip-flopped on the season record. So now I'm 88-60 in picks, and you're 86-62. Obviously one
Wow.
of the bigger
High
L's.
numbers.
Yeah, first one to 100 has to get something. I
Right.
mean, but I'm 88-60. Austin's 86-62. We took a huge L on that Bucks game. Obviously, not a lot of people saw that coming, and also the Thursday night, Ravens Dolphins games. But we might as well just get into it. Dive into Week 11. Um, I don't
Oh,
know if
I'm
you.
about to dive in.
I don't know if
Oh.
you picked the Thursday night game, the game that's going on right now, Super Bowl from like 6 years ago. It feels like Patriots at Falcons. I picked it. The spread was 6.5. So me and Austin decided we've been going on double-digit spreads. Now we're going on a touchdown spread. So right now the spread for this game, or when it started, was 6.5 points. So that's a touchdown.
Right.
So Patriots favored 6.5 in Atlanta. I made the stupid decision ahead of time to pick the Falcons. Right
Wow.
now it's not looking too great. I thought 6.5 in prime time, way too many points.
Listen, it could be in Atlanta, it could be on the moon, it could be on Mars. I don't care. After the Patriots game last week, the Pats are back, and as much as it pains me to say it, I mean, they're a playoff team right now. It'll be very interesting to see how their two games against the Bills later on this season shake out. Because if even if they split with the Bills and they get either one of those wild card spots, or I don't really see them winning the division. I think the Bills are still a better team. But if they split with the Bills, they're like a few games above 500, getting that momentum in the playoffs. Tyler, I mean, what's going on? It's 2021. We're in a pandemic, but Bill Belichick has still got the Pats in the playoffs without Brady.
I mean, right now it's 10-0. Patriots up. They have the ball 4th and 6 with 4 minutes 15. Hopefully, I mean, healthy shakers in the comments. I got money on the Falcons
Shakers,
too. I
shakers, you be
mean,
throwing that money around too loosely.
too much
Throw some
points
money
in
this
prime
way.
time is all I'm gonna say. There's gonna be a lot of second half points scored by the Falcons. I hope. So I went with the Falcons. Austin, I don't know if you picked this game. You probably had the Patriots. Who'd you get?
No, yeah, I would have picked the Patriots 100 P no C. Like I said, the Falcons, they're a joke. I mean, Matt Ryan is playing decent this year. They've had about five different running backs. I don't even know who started tonight, whether it was Gallman or
Wayne Gallman.
Davis. Yeah, I mean, they're a laughing stock right now, and I have no faith in them
I thought
whatsoever.
their defense looked pretty good last week in the fourth quarter, when they were actually in the field to go back to the locker room.
Right.
Um, yeah, I mean, I think I picked this pick at 8 a.m. my time. So I was banking on Cordero Patterson starting and playing, even though he probably wouldn't have done anything. But I'm just hoping at this point they get within a field goal, even 6, I mean, I would still win it. But next game we got first game
Also,
of
Tyler, real quick, I saw a tweet earlier.
yeah.
Supposedly, I forget what it is. There's maybe a solar eclipse that's gonna happen tonight. Obviously, the Patriots versus the Falcons. It's gonna last for 3 minutes 28 seconds. I shit you not. I'm not making this up. I'm not blowing smoke or anything. That's a legitimate tweet I saw. I mean, the odds of that are just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully Matt Ryan decides to turn into a werewolf and throw some touchdowns this week, because obviously he didn't. Big B said Pats only got 10 points. You're still in the money right now, Ty. I mean, technically, I need a touchdown, really.
I thought it was 6.5.
It's 6.5. Yeah,
How's he in the money then, honey?
yeah. Obviously, Brendan doesn't know how spread works.
Big
Next
funny
game,
guy.
next game we got Ravens at Bears. Speaking of, Big B, Bears, what's up? Coming off the bye week, Ravens coming off of that atrocious Thursday night game against the Dolphins. I mean, this is an easy pick for me. The Bears are just bad. Their defense bad, their offense bad. The Ravens, I feel like last week was a fluke. I think Lamar Jackson, didn't show up. Yeah, their defense didn't show up. Their, offense didn't show up. Nobody showed up. They went to Miami. I was like, oh, Lamar Jackson, he's going to have the homecoming game, throw for 5 touchdowns, 7 rushing touchdowns, going to go berserk, going to, do all these things like he did back in high school there. None of that happened. Spoiler alert. I think that's what's going to happen this week. I don't see the Ravens losing back to back. I know, Austin, you're going to say that the AFC North is a bunch of frauds, but I mean, they're also going up against a bunch. They're going up against the NFC North rivals and the Bears for your Packers. So I got to rock with the Ravens on this one. I just think they're too strong.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna agree with you. Ravens just overall better football team. Even though, yes, Tyler, the AFC North is full of a bunch of frauds. The Bears, they're not even frauds. They just, you know who they are. You know what you're getting out there every Sunday. I mean, they've had some decent wins. I think Justin Fields has shown flashes of potential out there. And I think in the long run, he could be a decent quarterback. I don't want to get myself in trouble and say I think he's going to be there for a while. I think he's going to be their next franchise guy. But I think he's done enough to deserve another opportunity next year. Maybe bring in some pieces around him. But yeah, the Bears, they just stink. I mean, they're coming off, let's see, a loss against the Steelers. Or were they on bye last week?
Bears were on a bye last week.
Yeah, so they're on a bye, lost to the Steelers, 49ers, Bucks, Packers. I mean, 4-game losing streak, and the only team they've beat recently is the Raiders, Tyler, which is no surprise there.
I mean, to be fair, it was around the John Gruden thing that was going on. We had bad juju. Henry Ruggs was still on the team. Damon Arnett. I mean, it was a bad loss. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. No, I mean, I look for the Ravens to get back to their normal selves with, Lamar running the ball. Interesting move with the release of Le'Veon Bell. I'm not sure what happened there. He was coming off of a good game. Everyone thought he was going to be the savior, for their fantasy teams. Then they cut him. Still got Hollywood Brown. Bateman has been looking good in the few games he's played so far in this rookie season. And just the defense really is what does it for me for the Ravens.
Quick comment. Hannah Cook 12 says, "You ugly as hell."
Well, she's definitely talking to you. And then Lindy04 with the wave emoji was definitely waving at me. So,
hi, Mom.
Howdy.
Next spread game we got. So we both got the Ravens on that one. Next spread game that we got is, I mean, I'm picking against the spreads this week. It looks like Lions at Browns. Browns are favored 11 points. Obviously the Lions coming off of the tie against the Steelers. Browns coming off of a really bad loss against the Patriots. I'm actually surprised how big this spread is with the minus 11. I think it might change, come game time. I'm going with the Lions on this one. I think it's
I thought you were done picking the Lions.
The spread is just too much. Yeah, I mean, you're giving me 11 points with the Browns, who, Baker Mayfield, he's playing half injured, half hurt. I mean, their defensive secondary is giving up, 45 points to the Patriots, who Mac Jones wasn't supposed to be the answer. I just don't like this Browns team just as much as I don't like this Lions team, but I'm going to pick the Lions to cover. I think it's going to be a close game. I do think the Browns are still going to win. I just don't think that it's going to be as far as 11 points.
Oh man, I mean, I can't agree with you on that. The Lions are just so bad. I mean, obviously they're coming off of a tie, which is really a win for them. Um, they won't go 0-17 this year, Tyler. Obviously with the tie, they can still go 0-16 again. However, Baker, as I know, I empathize with him, being a victim of a torn labrum in his left shoulder as well. I know how much of a nagging injury that can be, an off-putting one. Odell's out of the locker room. Nick Chubb's coming back. I mean, it's going to be a long day for the Lions.
We'll see. Next game we got Austin's Packers in Minnesota, rivalry game this week for the NFC North. Big game for the Packers, obviously, coming off of that 17-0, most boring game I've ever seen in my life. Seahawks game. The Vikings. What did the Vikings do last week? They won, right?
I think they lost. Oh no, they beat the Chargers.
Beat the Chargers. That was a big win for them. Obviously, Chargers are looking good this year. I'll let you go first. Who do you got in this game?
Well, Tyler, am I'm guessing that's a rhetorical question because you should obviously know who I'm picking in this game. It's going to
So
be
the
Packers.
Vikings.
It's going to be
Okay.
Packers by a million. You know, I've gone on record saying the Vikings are a little bit better than their record shows. However, they're still the Packers' little brother. You know, in the NFC North, the Packers, Aaron Rodgers, they've had their number for the past however many years. No Aaron Jones this week. We're going to be missing him. However, A.J. Dillon will step up. He will score multiple times. And no, that's not just because I got him in a trade this past week in our Queensberry Football League. You know, he's shown what he could do. Last week, he scored 2 touchdowns. He's catching the ball well out of the backfield. I'm not sure what's going on with Bakhtiari, Tyler. They activate him, get my hopes up, and he doesn't play 2 games following. Still waiting on Jair Alexander to come back off injury. I mean, it to me at this point, Tyler, it's scary to think about what the Packers could be because they're at like 85% right now, and they're still, you know, kicking the shit out of pretty good teams. So this one, I'll reel it in a little bit. Tyler, you didn't give me the the action, but I'm just gonna go with the Packers, obviously.
I mean, would you call the Seahawks team a good team with an injured Russell Wilson coming out, not playing
Well,
6 weeks?
I don't
Their
think
offensive line
if Russell
non-existent.
Wilson is on the field, I don't think you can call the Seahawks a bad team. Because we've
I
seen what he
agree.
could do, especially, you know, in close games, being down in the fourth quarter. I mean, he's got one of the most comebacks in the fourth quarter and overtime, you know, of active quarterbacks at least.
Right, but I mean, the guys he hadn't played in how many weeks? I think he came back a little bit earlier. Sierra must have, gave him a little bit extra smooches and, coddled him at night like baby Jesus on Christmas. But I just I don't think it was the same Seahawks team that we're thinking of, of the past, with that Russell Wilson at quarterback. I will give it to the Packers. Shutting out any team in the NFL is extremely difficult. Defensively, they played well. I thought Aaron Rodgers had a lot of rust on them. I thought they could
He's
have played a
coming off
little.
of COVID, dude. Come on.
I
His lungs
I
are all messed up, and he
just
still went out there and shut out the Seahawks.
Isn't he immune to COVID? I thought, him and Joe Rogan went into a yurt in the middle of the desert in Green Bay and, smoked some shisha and talked about how, to get the COVID disease out of them.
Shisha? They out there
Yeah.
just ripping hookahs in the woods with the fucking smoking on that anti-COVID pack.
Yeah, right.
Golly.
I'm gonna agree with you though. Packers are gonna win. I don't think it's gonna be as much as a blowout as you think with the Packers by a million. I think the Vikings are gonna keep it close, like they've kept every single game this year close, probably within a field goal or even less. I think this is a come out party for Justin Jefferson, not because you're trading him away, just because Justin Jefferson is going to torch Kevin King. Kevin King is the biggest fraud in the secondary in
Oh.
the league. He should play for the Lions. He should be shipped off to Azkaban. But again, they're going up against one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, and
Nope.
Aaron Rodgers. You
Almost
almost caught
got
me
him. Almost
slipping.
got him.
You almost caught me slipping.
Hey, real quick, I just want to say I do have a slight bone to pick with the Packers. They're posting all these pictures pregame. It looks like it's going to be a wonderful,
I know.
wintry, snowy Lambeau game, and then come kickoff, it's like nothing even happened. It's like what the hell is this? I almost put on my fucking snow pants and boots, ready to do some fucking snow angels because I'm expecting it to be a nice Lambeau snow-filled game, and then it's like nothing.
So all you see pregame is like all this snow. You think it's going to be like a game in 4 inches, like the Raiders versus the Patriots back in 2001 with the Tuck rule. And then I get to the game and I'm like, where's the snow? They
Hmm.
just they dismiss the snow. They push it off to the side. I think that ruins the game. By the way, if there's snow, leave it on the field. We're all prepared for it. We're as fans, we're ready for it. The players are ready for it. You
Mm-hmm.
know, leave it on the field. Let
Well,
them slug it out.
well, it definitely impacts the betting of the game because I feel like if there's snow, you got to bet the Snover 100p no C because you know they're going to be out there slinging the football. It's going to be hard to tackle. Not saying the Packers would have lost that game, but I think it would have been a lot closer if there was snow on the field.
Yeah, but if you bet the Snover, you would have lost last week because 17-0. I'm pretty sure the over
That's
was
what I'm
like 40.
saying. They got a bunch of bettors probably got cucked by those snow photos.
I mean, probably the biggest disappointment of the season for me as a fan, because there's nothing more that you want to do than to watch people suffer in snow, especially while you're in sunny California like yourself and sunny Florida like me. Um, but next game we got AFC South dumpster fire game of the week. Texans at Titans. Money line, another money line game, or not a money line, spread game. -10 for the Titans. And honestly, Austin, you could have put -100, and I probably still would have picked the Titans on this one. Um, with or without Derrick Henry, still one of the strongest teams in the AFC. They're proven to us. Texans, I don't even know who they're starting at quarterback. I think Tyrod's back, but I think this Titans team's good. I think they're good enough to beat the Texans by, more than 10. So I'm going to have to ride with the Titans on this one.
I kind of want to go Texans just because
Oh,
you're up by 2 games on the overall record
oh.
now, and I want some disparity. But no, I can't do it. Like you said, the Titans have proven, even without King Henry, that they're a formidable football team. Arguably, maybe the best team in the AFC. I'm not sure if our guy, Nasty Nate, is still in the chat. I know he's going to love to hear that. But, I mean, Tyler, I don't know. Is Tannehill actually a good quarterback? You know,
Um, I think he's a system quarterback, and his system works in Tennessee.
I mean, I just like anytime I hear the name Ryan Tannehill, I just automatically think of his days in Miami when he's out there throwing a million picks a game and he doesn't even, his rookie season, he doesn't even know every single team and what their division they're in. Now he's out there, he's actually, like you said, well, you said system quarterback. I think he's out there managing the game pretty well. He's not making turnovers. He's not doing the wrong thing. He's not necessarily doing the right thing, but I think he's limiting the positions that he's putting himself in to make costly mistakes and obviously turnovers.
I will give props to Tannehill. I feel like system quarterback is a derogatory term nowadays in the NFL. I think he's really stepped up without the presence of Derrick Henry. Obviously, handing the ball off to Derrick Henry is probably the easiest gig you got in the NFL. But without Derrick Henry, he's really stepped up. He's even without Julio. He's been battling without Julio all season, been battling with AJ Brown out, and yet they're still atop the AFC. So obviously, he's doing something right. Granted, probably plays in one of the weakest divisions in the NFL. But I mean, you got to give the guy credit. He, is a great running quarterback on the option. He makes great throws. I mean, AJ Brown has stepped up tremendously for them. I just think their defense is really the story at the end of the day. But you do got to give it to Tannehill. So who do you got? You got the Titans or you got the Texans?
No, I'm going with the Titans.
You gonna ride with the Titans
Yeah,
on
they're
that
just a
one?
better organization. You got to give credit. Got to give credit to Mike Vrabel. He's calling the plays pretty well.
Just a better organization. That's why you're picking them.
Yeah, I mean, it's like by default, it's like the Titans, just the bones, the structure of the organization are a little bit easier to endorse, I guess I'll say.
I mean, if a Titan went up against a Texan, I think a Titan would just absolutely demolish them.
Well, are we talking about like Clash of the Titans, like Leonidas type shit? Because we saw what 300 of those guys could do against
Um,
the
I
whole
mean, a
army.
Titan is a very large human being, if I remember correctly, versus a Texan is like Ted Cruz.
Okay. Like, yeah. I don't know. You get some. His special attack would be like dip spit, just right in the Titan's eyeball, and then he may
Let's.
be able to do something.
It's Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome, versus Leonidas. Who do you think's gonna win?
I don't know. I mean,
Brendan.
the Texans have open carry. You know, the gun laws
That's
down there. They could
true.
be out there, like fucking. What's that guy's name?
Oh,
Uh,
from
the
Looney Tunes.
cartoon. Yeah, yeah, yeah. When he's
I
popping out there, he's like shooting the cigar, lighting it and shit.
Big
Uh,
B says Titans drink whole milk, Texans drink skim milk, better bone structure.
how are you seeing that?
It's in the comments. I think
Oh,
it's only on my end, but
well, because you saw what Hannah said.
oh yeah, I don't know.
I
I
feel
don't
like
know
it
how
should
you didn't
pop
see
up
that.
on both. Brennan probably blocked me because I was talking shit about the Bears. Fuck you, Brendan.
So we're both riding with the Titans right now. So far, no look parlay money line or mu- no look parlay that we're going with so far this week. Ravens money line, Packers money line, and now the Titans -10. We're going against the spread. First game we both picked together with the spread. That's gonna make you extra money. Next game we got Colts, another spread game this week, Austin, because I lowered the standards. Colts at Bills. Bills favored -7 in Buffalo, -7.5 in Buffalo, because that half a point really matters. It's a swing point. Um, I know who I'm picking. I'll let you go first. I want to hear who you got.
We're doing Colts Bills, right? You said
Colts at Bills, -7.5 favorite Bills.
-7.5. Wow. Let me look
It's a
at
lot
this
of
real quick.
points.
Yeah,
It's a
there's a
lot
lot
of
of
points.
points. I mean, the Bills losing the Jags a couple weeks ago. The Colts. Uh,
The Colts are putting
Colts
up a lot
only
of points,
Colts only beat the Jags by 6 points.
which I think I did pick, by the way.
No, I don't know. I gotta go, Tyler. I keep wanting to go out on a limb and kind of do the crazy picks and just to say I told you so next week. But let's go Buffalo Bills. Circle the
Oh,
wagons.
shit.
Bills Mafia. They're at home. I know they're gonna be out there drinking a million Bush lattes in the parking lot, fucking jumping and breaking picnic tables.
Actually, Austin, real quick, their beer of choice, as I learned in Jamaica,
Hmm.
Labatt Blue, not Bush.
That makes sense because they're up close to the border, Labatt's, Canada. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. So, Labatt Blue, thanks for the, Tyler's info, Tyler's facts of this episode of No Look. But
Big
no,
head, big information.
I mean, you just got to look at it, Tyler. The matchups. Josh Allen, way better than Wentz. You got
Mm.
Diggs. I'd still say he's better than Pittman. The
Oh,
defense is a
100%.
little bit better. The Colts, I will give them the edge on running back. I mean, Jonathan Taylor is arguably, maybe not even arguably, maybe clear cut the best football or the best running back in football right now. I think he's close to Derrick Henry, which is crazy to even say. Henry's missed now 2 games, and he's still the leading rusher in the NFL. Anyways, he's going on a tear. He's had how many 100-yard rushing games in a row? He scored in like 8 games straight. That will be the only way I would give the Colts a chance is if he has a day. But I think if the Bills are smart, they'll come in, they'll load the box, and they'll let Josh Allen air it out, keep time of possession on their side. And I'm looking for a good bounce back game for the Buffalo Bills.
Well, bounce back. Who'd they face last week? They faced the Jets and absolutely shit all over them.
Yeah, but they're still like hung over from losing to the Jaguars. I mean, Urban Meyer and
Okay.
the Jags came in, just fingered, fucked all of the whole the whole city of Buffalo, and that was just not pretty.
Yeah, I'm gonna go opposite you. I'm gonna have to ride with the Colts on this one.
Wow.
Seven and a half is a lot of points for me. With I think they're not. I think Vegas is not taking the Colts seriously this year because to give the Bills 7.5, I would understand. If the Colts weren't playing as well as they're playing this season, like you said, Jonathan Taylor's on a tear. Michael Pittman's on a tear. Their defense is playing, pretty decent. Darius Leonard, obviously. I think they have DeForest Buckner up front, so they got a lot of good weapons. Their secondary is really good. I think the main key factor of this game, Austin, is going to be what Carson Wentz are we going to get? Are we going to get the Carson Wentz of the past, or are we going to get the Carson Wentz who's, managing the game a lot better this season, finding open targets, playing to his strengths, or are we going to get the guy that is going to throw, three inherent, interceptions to a Bills defense that picked off, I think they picked off the Jets 4 times last week. I think that was a legit
Wow.
four interceptions, one fumble recovery. This Bills defense is playing with tenacity. They're coming off of a huge performance against the Jets. But I think this isn't the Jets. This is the Colts. They're playing well, so I got to ride with the Colts on this one.
Yeah,
Going against the spread.
Carson Wentz just has no idea when to quit, and I guess you got to give him a little bit of credit because he sticks to his guns and he is who he is. I was watching the game, or maybe it was just red zone, whatever. I saw like almost back-to-back plays. One time he's nearly sacked. He's barely on the ground. He switches the ball to his left hand and tries throwing it. Then it had to have been a few plays later. He's running out. He tries to go lefty, realizes that's a terrible idea, and does like a little shovel pass, like he's running the option or something, 15 yards down the field. I mean,
the shovel pass almost worked. I mean, the shovel pass was actually not that bad.
Well, the left-handed pass was completed, but it only got him 2.5 yards.
Yeah, I mean, I like the effort. At what point, though, because you've seen it with other quarterbacks, is that going to end up hurting your team?
Know when to say when.
Hey.
That just puts you in these opportunities and gives
know when
a lot
to say
more. No. Yeah, the word of the day is no.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he's just out there. Yeah, like, is the pro versus the con? Like, I don't know that a left-handed pass to your running back that's only a yard and a half downfield from the line of scrimmage is worth potentially, making a bad pass because it is a hard throw and throwing an interception.
Well, who did the Colts have last week? They had the Jaguars. I mean, I feel like he's making those plays because he's facing the Jaguars. If this was a game against the Patriots or, this week against the Bills, he's not making those passes.
Wentz does not discriminate against who he's playing. He's going to go out there and do his
Carson
Wentz.
I'm trying to give the guy some credit here.
No, he deserves no credit.
Okay. Next game, we got another dumpster fire of a game this week, Austin. Coin flip it. We might as well. Dolphins at Jets. Jets off of a bad loss. Dolphins off of a big win. I'm just going to ride the wave, with the Dolphins. No pun intended. I think that they're, maybe how about we throw it to Gesicki 7 more times and have him catch 0 balls? I mean, that makes no sense for a
That was despicable.
Yeah. I mean, I had him on my fantasy. You had him on your fantasy team too. It was
multiple teams.
It was disgusting. The most egregious performance I've seen this year in fantasy. 7 times the ball was thrown to you, yet you can't catch one. I'm going with the Dolphins. Jets are starting Joe Flacco. This isn't the same Joe Flacco that won the Super Bowl. It's not like they're starting Blake Bortles, who's going to come in.
Technically, it is the same Joe Flacco.
Technically, it is, but Dolphins by a lot.
No, I'm gonna have to ride with my guy Joe Pretty Flacco over here.
Oh shit.
Quick shout out to our guy B-Rye if he's still in the live. He drove down to MetLife Stadium and watched the Jets absolutely get shit stomped. I mean,
you watched the Jets score 2 touchdowns.
Did they score 2 touchdowns?
Because they might have only had touchdown.
They might only had 2 first downs as well. But with all that being said, I'm gonna go with the Jets on this one. Actually, I just mentioned that Joe Flacco. I think he's gonna give them the best looks they've had all year. I mean, we've seen flashes of potential from Zach Wilson. If the Jets are smart, they won't play Wilson at all for the rest of the year. Just let him sit, kind of play the Aaron Rodgers role, if you will. Learn from a veteran quarterback. I think Flacco will come in here. He'll be smart, which is hard to do when you play for the Jets. Michael Carter has been a bright spot in that offense. We got Crowder back.
You're
Really, I think Tua playing hurts the Dolphins more than it helps them, and so I'm interested to see how that all shapes out. But I don't know. I just for some reason I'm gonna go with the Jets.
Can I like test your where your head's at? I mean, like maybe check your
My head's right
temperature.
here. Oh.
You're trying to speak it into existence. You're trying to understand why you're picking the Jets. You're saying all these words, but I don't think you understand what's coming out. You just picked
You
the
think
Jets.
you
You
think
just
picking
picked
the
the Jets.
Dolphins are better?
A
Is that
little
much
bit, yeah.
better?
I mean, their defense is at least decent, somewhat. Hey, you picked the Jets. I don't care. I'm just saying you should maybe get your temperature checked for
Hey,
picking the Jets.
shout out Makai Becton. We're working on some custom cleats for him down at the shop. So go Jets.
Oh, wow. Okay. You heard it here first. Next game we got Saints at Eagles. Honestly, this is one of the games that is a toss up for me this week. I had a hard time picking this game. Obviously, Saints coming off that brutal 2-point loss to the Titans. The Eagles coming off of that, I wouldn't say really a big win against the Broncos. I did call it though. Alvin Kamara back. Hurts coming off of a big game against the Broncos. They got Patrick. I think it's Patrick Surtain. He's coming back at cornerback, so they're bolstering their defense a
Oh,
little bit. Wait, that's the Broncos. I'm
yeah,
thinking
I
of
was
the
gonna
Broncos.
say
My bad.
you're talking
Disregard that.
Eagles Saints, right?
I was on the Broncos. I don't know why I'm in Denver right now.
But
Either way,
who are you talking? Which team are you talking about?
Saints at Eagles. Alvin Kamara back. Trevor
Jeez.
Siemian had a phenomenal game. They're out testing his blood right now to see if he's one of the Mannings. A lot of conspiracy theories going on right now. He does look exactly like him, and every time I look at him now, I just can't. And especially with the mullet. But I don't think the Eagles have it in them this game. I think I have to ride with who dat Saints Nation.
Not a Saints tattoo, by the way.
It's a fleur de lis, but it's pretty much the same as the Saints logo. It's not
Just had
exactly.
to show off the tat real quick.
Dude, I'm yatted, boy.
Tatted Tyler is a whole different beast.
Tatted Toxic Tyler. I've already taken on the personality, but I'm gonna go with the Saints. Tough game to pick. This is a coin flip for me. Austin, who do you got?
Oh man, I would love to somehow talk myself into going with the Eagles, but I feel like I've picked them so many times and they've just let me down every time. I don't know if you were thinking of Darius Slay, maybe Tyler
Yes.
for the Eagles at cornerback.
Sure.
It is in Philadelphia. You always have to worry about random glass bottles and batteries being thrown at you when you're on the field.
That was Oakland.
What?
Batteries.
No, there's like I remember hearing a story that like it was a Christmas game and they were throwing batteries at Santa Claus.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, I remember last week because you said that, Drew Brees, speaking of the Saints, said one time when he was playing for the Chargers, LaDainian Tomlinson rushed for a touchdown, and they started throwing stuff at them as they were in the end zone,
Oh
and they
shit.
ended up running out of popcorn and beer. They started throwing batteries at them.
Wow.
And there was this bald guy, I think it was Tim Dwight, an old like wide receiver. He's like, Drew Brees goes, "What are you doing, Tim? Put on your helmet. You're bald."
Hopefully they recycled those batteries. That's all I gotta say. Actually,
That's how they
Tyler,
powered the stadium.
I'm flip flopping. I'm doing a motherfucking fly Eagles fly. Jalen Hurts, baby. I'm not sure if Miles Sanders is coming back, but the receiving core has been playing well. Goddard is a bona fide stud, number one tight end there. He's been playing well. I'm just looking at the Saints right now, coming off a loss against the Titans and the Falcons. Yes, they beat the Bucks a few weeks ago. I'm just not sold on them. Trevor Simeon, like you said, Tyler, he may be the fourth Manning brother, and if he is the fourth Manning brother, then he's definitely got some kind of gene in him that he's gonna blow football games. I don't think it matters that Camaro's coming back. The receiving core is absolutely atrocious. Michael Thomas will not be playing for the remainder of the season. I mean, they got Traquan Smith out there as their number one wide receiver, Tyler.
Actually, it's Deontay Harris, but
Anyways, no one that I would want to be throwing the football to. On the other side, you got Devontae Smith, you got Rager, you got Quez Watkins. I mean, the weapons are all over the place for the Philadelphia Eagles and Jalen Hurts. I think they're going to come out there and get the dub.
yeah. All right, next game. So we haven't really agreed on any. Our parlay again so far: Ravens money line, Packers money line, Titans spread -10. Next game we got another spread game. Austin, I'll allow you to go first. I want to see where your head's at
Yes.
on this one. Niners at Jags. Niners are favored by 6. Obviously that's a touchdown, so I had to add it. The committee said that's a touchdown. So who do you got in this game and why?
Tyler, I'm going to come out and say it right now. The San Francisco 49ers are a legit football team. We have always known they have the defense to get it done, with Bosa and the other guys on that side of the ball. All Jimmy G has to do is play somewhat decent. And we saw what he did last week. We've got Kittle back healthy. I mean, geez, Deebo Samuel is a top 3 wide receiver in the league right now, Tyler. I didn't even know that. He's been doing that under the radar so quietly. With that being said, defense wins championships. We saw what happened a few years back. Pretty much the same team, right? With a few different pieces, mixed in and out there. But they went to the Super Bowl. They beat the Packers. Obviously, you and I know that very well down in Key West. So it was one of the worst viewing experiences I ever had. Tyler's fucking phone was in my face the whole time.
This chain got ripped.
Listen, we fixed it, all right? Try to
$8 later.
Do what therapist Dana says and just live in the now. Don't worry about the past. And right now, the San Francisco 49ers are a damn good football team. We saw what they did against the Rams last week, who, we might have to put them on the hot seat, Tyler. They may be a little bit more fraudulent than we think. The Jags, they got a good win against the Bills, but I guess that was just one of those any given Sunday type deals. 49ers, they run the ball well. The offense looks good, and the defense is still one of the top 5 defenses in the league. So I think they're going to win by double digits.
Double digits. I mean, this might be Dana's live in the now game of the week. I'm coining that here right now.
Okay.
As I'm living in
I love
the moment.
it.
Niners are the hottest team in the NFL right now.
Wow.
I'm saying it. I'm speaking it. After the win against the Rams, nobody had them winning that game. Everybody counted them out. They came out with the boombox on the shoulder. This is a quick. Austin, I'm not gonna lie to you. I had the Jaguars covering the spread.
Boombox on the shoulder.
They had, coming out, introducing. I don't know if you saw the video. I'll send it to you.
Oh, no.
They had the boombox on the shoulder. Niners were coming out. Deebo Samuel was, stunting to some rap song. I think it was Young Dolph. I don't know.
Oh.
R.I.P. Young Dolph. Niners are the hottest team in football right now, though. I would hate to be any team that is facing the Niners in the next given weeks. I thought to myself, Tyler, they're flying all the way to Jacksonville from San Francisco. There's probably no nonstop flights. They're gonna have a layover or something. No, I'm just messing. West teams don't usually travel well to the East, though, historically speaking, especially coming from a Raiders fan. They don't travel well. I thought they're going to Jacksonville, not going to travel well. The Bills lost to the Jags in Jacksonville. It's like one of those. Jacksonville's the armpit of America at the end of the day. You're not going to play well there, but I don't think it matters. Niners, George Kittle's back. He's playing phenomenal. Like you said, their run game looks good, primarily to George Kittle off the edge. Um, blocking really well, catching. He had a bunch of catches. Debo Samuel, absolutely ran wild. This is an easy pick. Double digits. Niners by 7. I'm picking the spread. So far right now we got the no look parlay. Ravens money line, Packers money line, Titans -10, Niners -6. I got Donnie in the chat. Have we covered the Billies? Yes, we covered the Bills. Austin picked the Bills covering at 7.5. I went against it. I know
Boo.
all my Buffalo fam, probably hating me. That's a lot of points.
Yeah,
Even though it's in Buffalo. Donnie, you going to that game? I know you got season tickets.
you are the biggest fraud. Not only
Oh,
do you
here we
come up
go.
here one week wearing your Raider shit, the next week you got your fucking Buck stuff on. Now you're flaunting your little Saints tattoo.
You add it
Two
up,
weeks
boy.
ago, you come on the podcast and you're like, "Man, I was just at a wedding in Jamaica with a bunch of Bills fan. I think I'm gonna turn into a Bills fan. I'm ready to Bills to the Super Bowl." And then this week, you don't even pick the spread for 7 points.
I think the Bills are going to win. I do. I just don't think they're going to cover 7.5. The Colts are playing really well. See, Austin, that's like the game's going to be 35-28. I still win because I picked the Colts, Where if it's I win both ways because I want the Bills to win, but I don't think they're going to cover 7.5.
It's like what's his name in oh fuck, when he was in Get Rich or Die Trying, in that scene, he's
50
like,
Cent?
no, 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 Terrence Howard. No,
Oh,
is
okay.
that him? I forget, but he's
Ty
like,
Piper?
no, no, no. They pick him up from jail, and he's like, if I'm right, I'm right. But if I'm wrong, I'm still right because I could have been right, but I was wrong. It's like you're trying to
That's how
convince
I feel
yourself.
right now. I'm convincing myself. But Donnie says Vegas always knows. Good luck, boys. I mean, Vegas knows something. That's for sure. That's a lot of points. So who's not playing for the Colts that they already know? I guess that's up in the air. In Buffalo, the cold weather might get to the Colts indoor team. I should have maybe thought that through a little bit more. But next game we got, it's outdoors. It's a revenge game. And Austin, it's not a revenge game for a player. It's a revenge game for a coach, Ron
Mm.
Rivera, and his Washington football team versus the Panthers, going to Carolina, going back to where he played against or with the current starting quarterback, Cam Newton, coming off of the big tutty throw, or running tutty. He had it all. He almost went for the trifecta. He should have caught one. They should have had a play where Cam Newton caught one at that point. Just throw him
Has
out there at wide receiver.
has anyone passed, caught, and rushed a touchdown in the same game? Probably.
Probably
I
some
feel
wide
like I feel like
receiver
a lot of those like old time players used to do it all. Like Paul Hornung back in the day for the Packers, he was like a running back, but he also played quarterback. If Bart Starr had a toe injury,
has any NFL player. I mean, okay. While I'm typing that, what
yeah.
game we're on? We're
Um,
on the
football team,
Washington football team
Panthers.
at Panthers. No spread, just money line. Austin, who you got?
Well, Tyler, last week my analogy of a Panther versus a Cardinal was completely off. The Panthers came out and they ripped the Cardinals to shreds. So hand up for that one. Um, this week, damn, I don't know. I like it's crazy just like how situational things can be in certain players on certain teams because Cam Newton, I don't think he's a great quarterback at this point in his career, and I don't think the Panthers are a great team. But for whatever reason, when they just link up and they mix, when Cam Newton is on the Panthers, I think anything is possible. Maybe if I'm getting a little nostalgic and I still believe they have Greg Olson and Steve Smith, Luke Kuechly out there, I just feel like Cam gives you that extra dynamic. He's got a lot of friendships on the field, off the field, coaches, people respect him there. The football team, they're coming off that very shocking win over the Buccaneers. I I just can't endorse them, Tyler. I don't know. I mean, all signs point towards the football team, right? They beat the Bucks by 10 points. Heineke was playing great football. Gibson rushed for 2 touchdowns. But, Chase Young going down to a season ending injury, quite unfortunate. I think that changes a lot of things. And I'm going to have to lean with the Panthers in this matchup.
So, real quick, last player. There's actually 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 players that have done it in a game.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I was actually shocked at that myself.
Johnny Unitas.
He's not one of them.
Oh.
Actually, there was a guy that did it twice. Last player to do it though. You want any guesses? Former first round draft pick in a lot of fantasy drafts back in the day.
The first name that popped in my head is Michael Vick.
No. LaDainian Tomlinson, last player to do it, October 16, 2005, against none other than the Oakland Raiders. He had a rushing touchdown, receiving touchdown, a 4-yard passing touchdown with a QBR of 122.9. He was the last player to do it. And there was a guy named Frank Gifford of the Giants who I think he married some actress or something, had Kathy Lee Gifford. He did it. He did 2 rushing Wait, are they saying this amount of times? I think they're saying maybe he had 2 rushing touchdowns with 1 receiving and 1 passing. Maybe it wasn't twice.
I do remember now that you say that about LT. It's a pretty iconic picture there. That like jump pass that he had.
Yeah, I would like to forget about it, so that's probably why I don't remember it.
That was probably the year you drafted him first overall and he broke his toe.
No, I think it was the year after that I drafted him, and it's just like ever since LT has forever not only cursed the Raiders in general, but just cursed me. Austin, you had the Panthers in that one, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to side with you on this one. I didn't take into consideration the Chase Young. I actually totally forgot about that. The thing that kind of scares me for the going up against the Panthers is I heard a little tidbit of, does Ron Rivera have a confidential folder somewhere hidden away to go against Cam Newton's secrets and, flaws against his game? And he said yes, he does. That's the only thing that scares me. But without a guy like Chase Young chasing him, into the backfield, I think it changes the game drastically. I do think the Redskins or football team, sorry,
I said the R word.
I almost said the R word. Are a great team. I think Heineke's playing, way better than everybody's giving him credit for. The whole team in general, they have so much grit. They're a gritty team. The Panthers, though, they're riding the momentum of Cam Newton. Christian McCaffrey's back, had 2 touchdowns sniped from him last week. So imagine what he would have done if he had 2 touchdowns. Robbie Anderson's getting back thrown into the mix. Maybe they'll get some DJ Moore action out of it too. I think the Panthers, and they have a great defense. Their defense is phenomenal. I mean, they're playing really well this year. I think this is an all Panthers game, especially in Carolina. Homecoming for Ron Rivera is going to be ruined by Cam Newton and the Panthers. Next game we got, Austin. Here's a game that I know you're going to disagree with me on. Bengals at Raiders. Who do you got and why?
Well, Tyler, as I guess I have to start this off every time I picked, we're talking about the Raiders. I'm not allowed to pick the Raiders anymore for the rest of the season, and this one it definitely wouldn't have mattered. The Bengals.
I think you said that last week too.
It probably doesn't matter anytime. I'm always going to want to pick against the Raiders. So the fact that I just am forced to, I'm going to further enforce that. Yeah, anyways. The Bengals, they've been up, they've been down, Tyler. They've been riding the vicissitudes of that is which an NFL season. Coming off of a beatdown by the Browns. 2-game losing streak, actually. They lost to the Jets, and then they lost to the Browns. They are coming off of a bye, though, to face the Raiders. I just think with a healthy Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Joe Mixon, right? They got T. Higgins back now, Tyler Boyd, Uzoma. The defense has been playing well. I think Erickson off the edge, and they have a bunch of other pieces there. I just think they have enough to get the job done. The Raiders, Tyler, I'll give the Raiders credit. This is like a backhanded compliment because I'm going to say they're doing better than I had expected, or this is how I want to word this actually. it's taken them longer to self-destruct than I would have expected. They're still sitting there at 5-4. I thought they would have gone like 3-0 and then lost like five straight and be like 3-6 right now, or um, you know 4-5. But they've held on. In addition to all the crazy stuff that's been going on within the organization, coming off of a loss last week to the Chiefs, but I'm not gonna hold too much against them for that because I do think the Chiefs are back. However, they're on a 2-game losing streak as well. The only difference is they did not get a bye week to rest, so that's why I'm gonna further enforce my decision to pick the Bengals.
Well, first off, nobody said that the Raiders were going to self-destruct this year more than me. Prior off-season, I said the Raiders would be lucky to win. I think they said 4 games. So obviously they're doing a lot better than I expected in the meantime. This is going to be my I'm coining all these new games of the week. This is my fade game of the week. I am fading myself in hopes that something will happen that I want to happen. I'm sick of picking the Raiders and them losing, so I double get fucked. I get fucked twice. It's not fun when that happens. I'm picking the Bengals, Austin. I'm agreeing with you on this one purely because I really wanted the Raiders in this one. I really, I think the Raiders can beat the Bengals. I don't think the Bengals are good. Hey, maybe the bye week helped them a little bit. Realize their full potential. They're a good offense, good young offense, scoring a lot of points. Raiders coming off of a soul-crushing loss to the Chiefs. They absolutely got obliterated. It was disgusting. It was gross. It was tough to watch. But my fade game of the week, Bengals beating the Raiders in hopes that the Raiders actually win, and I'm a happy person this Sunday.
Right, so you don't actually agree with me. You're just trying to jinx your pick.
Reverse jinx myself, so
Yeah.
the Raiders end up winning. It's a sick game I like to play. So right now, the no-look parlay, which I actually like this week, I'm not going to lie. Ravens money line, Packers money line, Titans -10 spread, Niners -6, Panthers money line, Bengals money line. Let's add another one to it, why don't we? Cardinals at Seahawks. Austin, I'll go first. Kyler Murray back. Easy pick. Doesn't matter if DeAndre Hopkins is out. Doesn't matter if AJ Green is out. James Conner obviously playing really well. Maybe not so much last week like he did the week prior. Seahawks are not the team that everybody expects them to be. I don't care if Russell Wilson's out in the field or not. DK Metcalf, like I've said in weeks prior, is too busy trying to fist fight cornerbacks rather than what did he do last week, Austin? What did he do? He fist fought not only one guy, not only two guys, not only 3, 4, 5, 6. He tried to fist fight the whole entire Packers team. How stupid can you be? You want to be a premier wide receiver on the field. How are you going to be a premier wide receiver on the field when you're getting kicked out of games, not even being able to be on the field? You're a dummy. You're a doo-doo head dummy. You're stupid. And that's why I trade you on fantasy. And that's why I'm picking the Cardinals, because you are not an X factor and you're ruining your team. And the Cardinals are going to further bury you deep down into the NFC West like Austin and the Packers want to happen.
As my burying, I'm digging. Yeah, but the best part about that, Tyler, was he got ejected and then he tried to go back on the field. He's like, "Wait, you're just kidding, right? Oh no, I'm actually ejected from the football game. All right, I guess I should go to the locker room now." However, yeah, the Seahawks, they're just not a good football team right now. I'm not sure what's going on. They thought Jamal Adams would magically save their whole defense. Clearly, that's not the case. I know we got into it a little bit earlier, Tyler, but I will acknowledge Russell Wilson is not traditional Russell Wilson. He's still Russell Wilson. He's still Mr. Unlimited. But I will say I think it'll take a few weeks, probably a few more weeks for him to get back to 100%. Kyler's back. I think Hopkins is back.
Hopkins out.
Hopkins is out.
They're saying he's probably going to miss consecutive third week in a row.
Okay. Well, unfortunate for Cardinals and Hopkins fantasy owners, I guess. They'll still get the job done. They got Rondale Moore. They got Christian Kirk, who, Tyler, I actually made the right choice with that
You did.
decision. It was like a 2-point. It was like 7 versus 5, but anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Cardinals are just all around better football team right now. They have a little bit better momentum. They got a full head of steam going on right now. Let's see, trying to pull up their past games. Lost to the Panthers, but they beat the Niners. Lost to the Packers. I mean, they've had some close losses. You know, they beat the Rams, who we'll have to get into that. Actually, they're on a bye this week, so we won't get
Yeah.
into it.
Come on,
But
LA boy.
listen, I'm a Chargers guy. Chargers are
Oh
the
yeah, my bad.
hometown team. Anyways, I just think the Cardinals are a better, well-rounded football team. The only thing I will say is NFC West, Tyler, anything can happen. We've seen that year in, year
True.
out. We've seen it last week
Last week,
with the Niners and the
Niners
Rams.
Rams.
Although I will say Shanahan,
Shanahan.
Shanahan. I'm about to go Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan definitely has
What are you
McVay's
having
number.
for Christmas? I'm having the Shanahan.
No Christmas ham. We got the Shanahan.
Connor checking in. Tyler's a bum. Connor, I couldn't agree more. This guy's a fucking trash goblin.
Why can I not see any comments? I gotta exit out. That'll
Connor,
be,
so far, I don't know if you want to join us on our no look parlay this week. We got the Ravens money line, Packers money line, Titans -10, Niners -6, Panthers money line, Bengals money line, and just added the Cardinals money line to the joint. We love you too, Connor. Connor said, "I love you, boys."
Love you, Connor. See you in a little bit when I come down to grab a snack between streams.
Next game we got Austin, Cowboys at Chiefs, and I will tell you, I have not picked this game. This was the only game I left clean slate this week. This is the Tyler and Austin talk it out game of the week for me. Connor goes, need a claw.
I'm good right now. Thank you, though, honey. I appreciate you.
What a great roommate, by the way.
He is.
Incredible.
You want
Austin,
me to
I
persuade you somehow?
I kind of want you to rub me like a genie in a bottle.
I'll rub you in all the right places, baby. Ha. I know I just mentioned the Chiefs are fully back. You know, they're on a 3-game win streak. However, that win streak consists of the Raiders,
Okay.
the Aaron Rodgers-less Packers, and the New York Giants. So, that is definitely not saying much. In addition, the Cowboys are actually good this year. I mean, they're clear-cut favorites to win the NFC East. Dak has been playing well coming off that injury. Zeke has been playing well. They finally learned, hey, we got ourselves a star running back. Why not give him the football and let him do his thing? He's been productive. They have one of the best, if not the best receiving cores in football. Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb. Oh, wait, they got Michael Gallup back. They definitely saw last week how they were missing his presence there.
Don't forget Dalton Schultz.
Dalton Schultz, I mean, to have that guy be the fourth option, you're doing all right. The defense is playing well. You know, you got Parsons out there wreaking havoc. I'm not sure that he has...
Former Penn State great.
He is a former Penn State great. I'll give you that one. I'm not sure if we can... I don't know if we can put Fryermuth or... What I call him last week?
Is a former Penn State great.
Air fryer. I called him air fryer.
Patrick Air Fryer Fryermuth, or whatever his name, is the all-time leading touchdown tight end in Penn State history.
Well, he's still a chode in the National Football League, and I'll go on record saying that. Anyways, the Cowboys, where was I? Yeah, Micah Parsons. I'm not sure that his stats are that good this year, but he's definitely out there disrupting the game and impacting it in favor of the Cowboys. America's team, by the way. I'm going to go with the boys on this one.
Don't say that.
No, I said it.
I mean, the biggest thing that you're missing here, Trayvon Diggs.
Got 2 cameras.
Trayvon Diggs, 8 interceptions so far. Obviously, there's, the side of it, the con. But let's not forget, he's in his second year in the NFL, has 8 receptions. The NFL record, which I think is from the 50s, Austin, by someone, 14, is on the verge of being potentially broken in the next few games with the way that Trayvon Diggs...
it's Billy Buttonnose, I think, from the 50s.
Played when there was 4 teams in the NFL, and the guy that sewed your shoes was the quarterback of the other team. Um,
Yeah, they're wearing a fucking thong on their head as a helmet. This is gonna stop concussions and internal bleeding for surely. Fuck.
uh, all that reminds me of is what they wore on their head from what's that movie with Adam Sandler?
The
And
longest
Kevin
yard.
James. No, Adam Sandler, Kevin James, David Spade. Shit,
Grown-ups.
Grown Ups, where his one daughter's wearing
Oh
that.
yeah. I think did I send you that TikTok where they're at the
Yes,
party and
yes.
she's got like the old time swimming cap on. Everyone else is out there in two-piece thong bikinis.
And
She,
and that's what they used, and that's what they looked like back in the day playing football.
yeah.
That's what they were wearing, a swimming cap. Austin, you picked the Cowboys on this one. I'm gonna be a team player on this one, Austin. I don't trust this game. This game is sus. It's as sus as Odell Beckham. It's as sus as Ezekiel Elliott. You can't trust them. They're suspect. This game is suspect. The suspect game of the week. I'm picking the Chiefs on this, and I'm purely picking the Chiefs to fade you so we don't ruin our money line at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, that's all I care about. I want to get a money line right, or I want to get a parlay right, excuse me, just once. Once in my lifetime. If I get a parlay right, I'll be the happiest clam in the world. I'm going with the Chiefs on this one, and I'll explain why. I think not only because of the parlay, I think they're playing really well. Travis Kelce is back. Patrick Mahomes realizes, oh, wait, I have the one of the best tight ends in the league who, proved himself to why he's a great tight end over Darren Waller last week. No, I'm not getting into any further discussion on it. And, Tyreek Hill obviously playing great. I think their defense, played decent. I mean, Derek Carr was throwing bombs into the moon like he's Russell Wilson throwing moon bombs, but there's no wide receivers anywhere close to it. So obviously you're going to get an easy interception. I think the Cowboys aren't as good as people are giving them credit for defensively. Although Trayvon Diggs is playing well, Mekhi Parsons, former Penn State great. The Chiefs, I think, are going to show them that they are legit this season. Although I hate to say it because they're AFC West, I'm going to have to ride with the Chiefs on this one. Primarily, wink, wink, save our parlay. Next game we got, Austin, unless you have anything to say.
Oh, I always got something to say, Tyler, but no, I mean, it's not a bad pick. I can see this one going either way. I just feel like, probably foolishly, I feel like the Cowboys are a legitimate team this year and legitimate contenders.
Yeah. Although the Cowboys, if they lose this game against the Chiefs, they got a rough Thursday Turkey Bowl game against the Raiders on Thursday the following week. So we'll see. Next game we got, I'm not even going to get into it. Next game we got Steelers at Chargers. Easy pick for me. I'm going Bolts on this one. The Steelers are they're the most boring team in the NFL this year. JJ Watt, I'm not sure if he's playing. He's on the fence with COVID. I think he needs a few tests to pass. Minka Fitzpatrick. TJ, yeah. JJ plays for Arizona. Minka Fitzpatrick, I think they're on the fence with him playing. There goes half your defense. And you already have, flimsy boy Big Ben at quarterback. Najee Harris can only do so much in carrying the load of the offense that is non-existent already. Chase Claypool probably out. Bad week to be a Steelers fan. Bad week to pick the Steelers. Chargers coming off of a brutal loss. I think they're going to bounce back. Justin Herbert, huge game. Hopefully he scores 40 points fantasy football-wise. Really rooting for you. But I'm going to go all Chargers. And I hate this because, Austin, luckily the Broncos are on a bye because I picked every AFC West team besides the Raiders.
Wow, I mean, that's kind of crazy when you say it out loud like that. I'm actually going to pull a U in this one, and I'm going to pick the Steelers in hopes that I reverse jinx and the Chargers end up winning. Big Ben last week, he had, his self-diagnosed COVID case. I think he called up Mike Tomlin. He's like, hey, coach, I feel like I got a bunch of little antibodies running through my system. He's out. He's rested up. He's going to come back for this one, I believe. Chargers, I don't know what to make of them. I keep picking them, Tyler. I keep thinking that they're gonna go back to the way they were earlier in the season, but sometimes things change, people change, teams change too. And I think, unfortunately, we might have had some fool's gold earlier on in the season for this. Almost slipped up there and said the S word, but the Los Angeles Chargers. And this one, I don't like either team. The Steelers, they stink. Obviously, they tied the Lions last week, but for the only sole reason of the fact I want the Chargers to win and I want to jinx a win out of this one, I'm going to officially pick the Steelers. And I don't love this one on the parlay either, so I'm also helping us out in that fact.
Well, I also don't. I don't pick 8 o'clock or Monday night games for the parlay because it's too much.
Gotcha.
It's too much for me. I have to wait a full day to see if I win a parlay. That's crazy. It's insane. But also the fact that you're picking the Chargers, is it because you've picked the Chargers so much and they've lost so many times?
No, I'm picking the Steelers.
Well, I know. So you're picking the Steelers because you picked the Chargers so many times and they've lost so many times, right?
Yeah, I think I may be their bad luck charm.
Interesting. Kind of like the Raiders for me. I see what you're saying now.
Yeah.
Last game we got Monday Night Football. Giants at Tampa Bay. I work, as I told you guys before, saw the graphics on the screen from Raymond James. They're all hyped up about this game. Back to be in Tampa. Coming off of 2 bad losses now. Right? Washington last week. Before the bye, they lost to the Saints in New Orleans. Back home for the first time in about a month almost. The spread, though, Austin, are you ready for this? -11 for the Bucks in prime time. In prime time, Monday night in Tampa. Austin, I'll tell you why I'm making my pick and why I'm making my pick right now. Bucks are going to win, 100%, right? They're not going to win by -11. There's just no shot. Last time they played the Giants, last year, look it up, November, whatever, 25-23, Buccaneers won by 2 points. They had Saquon. Actually, they didn't even have Saquon. The Giants didn't even have Saquon playing. He was out for the season. Daniel Jones at quarterback, whatever the case may be. Too many points in prime time scares me, Austin. That's why I'm riding with the Giants. They do have Saquon back this week. Kenny Golladay potentially playing. A lot of injured guys finally coming back for the Giants. Bucks still win this game, but not by 11.
I feel like that's almost like a trap.
What does Vegas know?
I feel like that's kind of like a trap spread right there. The Bucks coming off a 2-game losing streak. The Giants, did they just beat someone? Yeah, they just beat the Raiders.
Oh, fuck you.
What? They did. I'm not making this up.
I mean, did you have to?
I'm just talking it out, honey. Listen to me. Golly.
Well, who did the Bucks beat? Oh, wait, no. Wait, did the Bucks beat the Packers week 1?
Week 1? What?
Who did Packers lose to week
Saints.
1? Saints, yikes.
All right, I'm gonna talk this one into existence here. Not that I care that much, but for record's sake, and for the sake of my sanity, the Buccaneers, they've shown their age, right? This is what happens. You got a 44-year-old quarterback. You try to bring the same exact roster back as the Super Bowl. It's like, well, we won it with this team. Why not just bring everyone back? It's going to be the same thing, right? Wrong. And they're seeing that people change, their bodies change, they get older. I think we're experiencing a little bit of that at this point in the season. However, when the Bucks are fully healthy and they're firing on all cylinders, they're probably the scariest team in football. I mean, when Brady's out there throwing for 300 plus and 5 touchdowns, the defense is getting takeaways. You got Pierre-Paul, you got Sue. It is. They do have kind of an exploit there at corner. They try to bring in Sherman. He gets hurt within almost instantly, which is kind of embarrassing for them to be like,
during pregame too. It wasn't even
Yeah.
during the practice or the game.
They're like, no, we're gonna bring in this guy. Oh wait, he didn't even make it in. All right, well that was worth a try. I don't know. I still think the Bucks are a good football team. I think the Giants stink. Primetime Brady, you can't go against them. I think they're gonna shit pump the Giants in this one.
You're coining the shit pumping game.
Yeah,
So you're saying the Bucks are gonna beat the Giants by more than 11.
yeah.
Wow, incredible. Awesome. Well, I guess that leaves us to the no look parlay. Final parlay that we got right now. I'll say it one more time. Write it down. Get it in your Hard Rock, app in the sportsbookie.ag app. Get it down. Write it down. Let's win some cash. Let's win some money this week. Hopefully,
Cold hard cash, baby.
we're due for it. We put in the hours, we put in the work. It's about time we get the Ravens money line, the Packers money line, Titans -10, Niners -6, Panthers money line, Bengals money line, and finally the Cardinals money line. Book it.
Hell
now.
yeah. Your boy Osoy's got an Infinity card. No, I gotta get paid this month. So fucking come on.
I'm trying to pay off my student loans with this.
Yeah.
Bet the house. Don't bet your rent.
No.
Just don't do that. No.
I was gonna
Don't
say
bet the
something,
house.
but
Don't bet the house.
no. I'm gonna zip it. Tyler, any closing thoughts? Any like surprises so far this season?
Well, I'm actually
Good or
surprised
bad?
that the Patriots are winning 13-0 at the end of the third quarter. They're shutting out the Falcons. Am I surprised? No. Do I regret my pick? Yes. Any surprises this season? That's a good question. I mean,
Cowboys
honestly,
are actually good. The Chiefs are kind of struggling.
I'm surprised with how every week I go into Sunday, I don't know what the hell is going to come out of it. I just don't know. And it's like the stock market. One day, the Cardinals are good. One day the Titans are good. One day the Chiefs are good. Oh, one day the Raiders are in AFC West, first place. The Lions are still bad and they'll always be bad, but I guess that's the one constant. The Lions are bad, but I don't know what happens week in
Keeps
and
us
week
grounded.
out. Yeah, it keeps us on planet Earth, because right now I feel like I'm on Mars, not knowing what's up and what's down with this NFL season. Definitely enjoyable viewing, outside of being a fan, because like you legit don't know who's gonna win the game. Like I feel like you have known in years past. So
Yeah. Well, shout out to your Eskimo bro, Mr. Aguilar, scoring tonight's lone touchdown.
shout out Nelson. Love you, Nelly.
All right, that'll do it. Another episode of the No Look Podcast. Your boy Yosoy, the man, goddamn. Appreciate for everyone who tuned in on Twitch as well as Instagram. For those of you on
Actually
Instagram,
live.
check us out. It's Twitch.com/Insane Games TV _. Also check out the Insane Games TV Instagram page. Dan does a good job, or whoever runs it right now. I think he might have said someone else is doing it, but the page does a good job of notifying, who and what are going live any given day. So stay tuned to that. And Twitch viewers, I'll be right back with Thirsty Thursday.
All right. Love you.
Peace.